Welcome, young heroes and heroines. Today we're going to talk about one of the most magical and mysterious characters in DC, Dr. Fate. If you don't know this character, you don't know what you're missing. But before we start talking about the powers and abilities of this great magician, let's take a look at his history and bibliography. And believe me, his story is as fascinating as his powers. Dr. Fate was created in 1940 by Gardner Fox and Howard Sherman, and is one of the founding members of the Justice Society of America. But what many people don't know is that Dr. Fate is actually a title that has been passed down by several people over the years. The first Dr. Fate was Kent Nelson, who received his powers when he found the mysterious helmet of Nabu while exploring a tomb in Egypt. Kent became the host for Nabu's spirit and transformed into Dr. Fate, one of DC Universe's greatest heroes. But it wasn't just Kent who used Nabu's helmet. Several other characters assumed the identity of Dr. Fate over the years, including his son Kent V. Nelson, Enza Kramer, Eric and Linda Strauss, Hector Hall, and Khaled Nassauer. Dr. Fate's story is rich in mythology and magic, making it one of DC Universe's most interesting stories. Now that we've talked a bit about its history, let's get into details about its magical powers. History. Let's take a closer look at the history of Dr. Fate, because believe me, there are many interesting details that will make you want to know even more about this character. As we mentioned before, the first Dr. Fate was Kent Nelson, who found the helmet of Nabu in Egypt. But what is really interesting about this story is that Nabu is a character from Egyptian mythology, a god of wisdom and magic. So when Kent puts on the helmet of Nabu, he essentially connects with an ancient magical spirit that guides him in his heroic adventures. And that's not all. The helmet also grants Kent incredible powers such as telepathy, telekinesis, flight, and energy manipulation. Over the years, other characters have taken on the identity of Dr. Fate, but they were all connected to the magical power of Nabu's helmet. And what's interesting is that each one of these characters left their mark on Dr. Fate's history. For example, Hector Hall, who was Hawkman and Hawkgirl's son, took on the identity of Dr. Fate and brought a new dimension to the character's story. Later on, Khaled Nassauer, a New York University student, took up mantle as Dr. Fate, bringing in younger perspective into his story. In short, the history of Dr. Fate has developed over several decades, involving various different characters, all connected by magic through Nabu's helmet. And if you want to delve deeper into this amazing story, don't forget to read DC Comics or watch animations featuring this character. Bibliography. Dr. Fate has appeared in many DC Comics stories over the years. Here are some of the most important stories he has appeared in. More Fun Comics number 55, 1940, Dr. Fate's first appearance in comics. JSA #1-87, 1999 to 2006, the series that follows the adventures of the Justice Society of America, where Dr. Fate is one of the most important members. Day of Judgment #1-5, 1999, a miniseries that shows Dr. Fate fighting against Demon Naren. JLA/JSA, Virtue and Vice, 2002, a story where Dr. Fate is one of the team members facing a magical threat. JSA Kingdom Come Special, Superman #1, 2009, a story set in the Kingdom Come universe, where Dr. Fate is one of the members of Justice Society. Dr. Fate's bibliography is as vast as Nabu's magical helmet powers. So get ready to dive into an epic reading list that will leave you completely enchanted with this character. Starting with classic Golden Age stories, where Kent Nelson first appeared on More Fun Comics number 55 in 1940. If you want to understand how the character developed over time, then these are the stories you need to read. But if you're looking for something more modern and contemporary, then you should check out J.M. DeMatteis's stories, which include Dr. Fate, the story of the Earth's most powerful magician graphic novel and 2015 comic book series. And if you like animations, then you need to watch Justice League Dark, which features Dr. Fate as one of its founding members. And for those who enjoy games, there's Injustice 2, which has Dr. Fate as a playable character. But wait, there's more. There's also a 6-issue limited series called Dr. Fate, The Family Destiny, written by Paul Levitz and drawn by Sonny Liu, which follows Khaled Nasser's journey as Dr. Fate. Anyway, if you want to understand everything there is to know about Dr. Fate, then you need to dive into this epic bibliography. And believe me, with so many incredible stories to read and watch, you will never tire of exploring this magical and fascinating universe. Powers and abilities. Ready to learn about Dr. Fate's most incredible powers and abilities? Then hold on to this magic. Nabu's helmet gives Dr. Fate a series of magical powers, such as telekinesis, teleportation, and time control. He can also cast powerful spells, create force fields, and heal quickly. In addition, he is capable of flying at great speeds, passing through walls and other solid surfaces, and has the ability to travel through different dimensions and planes of existence. With so much skill, he is basically a Superman with an arsenal of magical tricks up his sleeve. And if you think all that is amazing, wait until you discover what Dr. Fate can do with the power of order and chaos. He can control the reality and existence of others with a simple word, change human history itself, or even create entire universes. And it doesn't stop there, he is also an expert in divine magic who can communicate with gods and goddesses using this knowledge to help combat magical threats in the world. In summary, Dr. Fate is basically a master in all things magical and supernatural. And if you need a hero who can handle any magical problem that arises, then he's your guy. Now that you know everything about Dr. Fate's powers and abilities, it's time to prepare for an exciting journey into the world of DC superheroes. So grab your helmet and potions because we're going on a fascinating adventure filled with magic. Dr. Fate is one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, having access to a wide range of magical abilities. Here are some important ones. Flight. Dr. Fate can fly at high speed. Telepathy. Dr. Fate communicates telepathically with others and reads minds. Telekinesis. He moves objects using his mind. Intangibility allows him to pass through solid objects. Energy manipulation can manipulate energy, creating shields, projectiles, and explosions. Healing magic can heal wounds and diseases with magic. Interdimensional travel. Dr. Fate can travel through time and space. Precognition. He can predict the future. Invisibility. Dr. Fate can become invisible to others. In addition to these abilities, Dr. Fate is a master of various forms of magic including fire, earth, water, air, and light. He is also one of the greatest experts in black magic in the DC universe, which makes him a powerful adversary for any villain who wants to challenge his power. Conclusion. And so we come to the end of our journey through the magical and exciting world of Dr. Fate. I hope you enjoyed exploring all the stories, powers, and abilities of this incredible character from the DCAU as much as I did. The truth is that with so much power and wisdom, Dr. Fate is one of the most complete heroes in DC's universe. He is capable of facing any challenge and defending the world from magical dangers that threaten humanity. And if you're a fan of superheroes and thrilling adventures, you can't miss out on Dr. Fate's stories. I'm sure you'll be enchanted by all the spells and magic he can cast. So why not subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things superhero related? I'm sure you'll love following along with all the adventures I bring to you. And finally, always remember that magic and superhero power are within each one of us. Believe in yourself, and you will be able to face any challenge and accomplish great feats. Until our next adventure.
If you liked the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll stay here until next time.